Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman. Derek will be joining me for this review today. I am shocked right now at the length of this show. Not mad at all. I am more so shocked at how short the show was.
Yeah, this is definitely a short show.
Not mad at all, though. But for now, enough of the jibba jabba, and let's hit that dope intro.
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
First, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
So if you end up watching this video, or if your mother's walking by, tell her I said happy Mother's Day, and you should have done the same already. Money in the Bank, dude. This is normally one of their like big pay-per-views. I don't know how to feel about this event. It's like so seesaw.
Yeah,
is the best way to put it, man.
I don't know how else you could really describe it. You know, it's just like top to bottom. Just it wasn't consistent. It wasn't consistent.
No, it was like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah,
again.
but not to say it wasn't consistent as a bad thing.
No,
it just wasn't consistent with you know how I felt it should have been. But that's just me.
Man, let's see who's kicking it right now in the chat. We got B-Boy Skyline in the house. What's good, Jordan? Sick also in the house. Kyron is here as well. What's going on, Kyron Chase? Mr. Floodwater came in just to say tuck it. Rob's in the house. Sunny Bimbo talking about a GoFundMe page for Alberto Del Rio. No offense, man, but F Alberto Del Rio right now. All right. This was a wild night. People in this chat are going crazy. People must be laughing at this. They're having way too much fun with this. But guys, if this is your first time watching the YouTube channel, do me a favor. First and foremost, make sure you guys hit that like button. Especially if you enjoyed the show or if you like the content, hit the subscribe button as well, man. Helps out. It's free. If you hit the subscribe button, a actually cool picture of someone who won Money in the Bank tonight pops up. Spoiler alert if you guys didn't see it, so you have been warned. But this is going to be pretty wild, man. Wow, dude, I can't believe this show.
Yeah, when I looked at the time and it was 9:30, I'm like, for real? It's like I thought we were going to at least 10.
Yeah, dude, there was only like 6 matches on this card. The way they promoted this was garbage.
It was.
The promotion for the matches that weren't the Money in the Bank matches are garbage, and maybe I should be used to that by now, but
it was very reminiscent of, you know, as far as the card goes, very reminiscent of TLC.
Like just shitty booking?
No, like we just didn't know anything.
What's going on, Connor? Good to see you in here as well, good sir.
Well, I mean, shitty booking too, but like you just didn't really know like what the card was.
Right. I don't know, man. It's tough on us out here, man. I don't know. The idea of this show was just weird. I'm gonna tell you guys straight up right now. The pre-show, I missed the pre-show. I did not watch it. I just did not have the time to. I was busy doing things around the house. I missed it. I came in at, I think, 6:40, and I said, did I miss the match already? And everybody was like, yeah, Cesaro versus Hardy happened. So I have no grade for that. I have nothing really to say. I'm just sad that Jeff Hardy hasn't, like, gotten the dub, man.
Yeah, he should have, I don't know. I feel like Jeff is, if you brought him back for this main reason.
Jeff's not even the problem. Look, I know Jeff sells the face paint and all that. My problem is Cesaro. Why can't Cesaro do shit? Why can't Cesaro get anything going for him? You know? Right.
Yeah, you know what? Cesaro is definitely on that plateau with unfortunately Dolph Ziggler. You know, it's like I've lost all hope for Cesaro, because when was the last time we've actually enjoyed a match from Cesaro.
Flood saying the pre-show was great. He also said that he doesn't know why, but the UK has a different Mother's Day. So, yeah, tell your mother Happy Mother's Day, too. You can appreciate her. It don't got to be Mother's Day to appreciate your mama.
Right.
Shout out to Mr. T. I love my mother on Veterans Day, on Valentine's Day. Yeah, dude, Jeff is getting buried because of AEW. I don't think that's happening either. Jeff Hardy is a moneymaker for WWE. I just frankly can say this. I don't care. Is that fair to say? Like the Sheamus thing, whatever. It'll probably be some good matches, but that's how I just feel right now with the whole thing. Like, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So no grade for that match. Let's talk about the SmackDown Tag Team title match right now, right?
Yep.
For the SmackDown Tag title match, we had a Fatal 4-Way. We had the New Day, the current champs, taking on the Forgotten Sons versus Miz and Morrison versus the Lucha House Party. Anything stand out to you in this one, D? Anything impress you more so than...
Not so much. I mean, not to say that it wasn't a good match. It was a good match, but nothing really stood out. I mean, you could... Yeah, nothing really stood out. It was just a flat out good match. That's all. I mean, you know, granted, like Lucha House Party threw in some flashy moves and everything, but it wasn't like something that was like...
Nobody stood out to you, though, that you were like, you know what? If you had to give an MVP to one of the wrestlers in this match, who would you pick? Or a team? I mean, like, who was like, man, they put in a lot of work in this match. They didn't have to win it, but...
I say Lucha House Party.
I thought they did great. I thought Grand Metalik really stood out in this.
Yes.
Like, he is someone who you may want to do something with.
Yeah, Grand Metalik was definitely, probably, if anything, the A+ in this whole match, because he was putting it all out there, and that's kind of what I want to see. Well, not kind of, but that's what I want to see when it comes to a pay-per-view match. I want to see everybody put it out there. Granted, yes, it's kind of hard to do with the current circumstances, but
yeah,
you all know that we are all watching regardless. So just go ahead and put the show on.
Yeah. I like the one spot. They did have a Spanish fly part, and Morrison and Grand Metalik both used it, but Grand Metalik got the upper hand, and they went to the floor onto everybody and did it. I thought that looked really cool. That was different.
Yeah, if anything, that was probably my highlight of the match. Because, you know, like, you don't really see people do a Spanish fly to the outside of the ring.
Right.
So...
It was not what I was expecting when I saw it. Afterwards in this match, we get a lot of loop-de-loop back and forth. They tease it where it looks like people are going to win and they don't. And at one point, I thought that the Forgotten Sons had it, but they didn't. And Big E ends up getting in the ring. Him and Grand Metalik are the legal men. And Grand Metalik gets caught with the big ending for the 1, 2, 3. New Day retained the tag team titles. I was not mad at this one at all. I thought New Day deserved to win this. I'm not on the New Day. A lot of people seem to be like past New Day and they're tired of them. But to me, I don't see where else you go right now. Yeah. I felt like they were going to have a feud with the Usos again, but one of the Usos are out. I can't remember if it was Jimmy or Jay.
I want to say Jay
Uso. Whoever's out, somebody's got a messed up knee. They're going to be out 6 to 9 months. So that's out the window. So now what do you do with the New Day?
Yeah.
And the tags, to me, the tag team title scene is weak. SmackDown's weak, period, in my opinion. They got to do something to stifle that roster. They got to build that up a little bit.
Yeah, SmackDown's got to put a little pep in their step, because they are like way behind Raw. Like it's funny because Raw was like here and SmackDown was here, and then it went vice versa, and now it went right back to what it was before. Like, I don't know, like let's get an even keel, or let's keep it close to each other.
Yeah, like I said, New Day gets the victory with the big ending. And speaking of big endings, have you guys tried out this fantastic Lawnmower 3.0? This is where it's at. Now, if you want the big ending to happen to you, you're going to make sure you need one of these. The Lawnmower 3.0 is designed for grooming. This thing is excellent. It's got a light. It doesn't clip your nuts when you're shaving with it. It works perfectly. This thing is the best. And you know what else is great? A lot of people think it's just for the guys. It's not. Ladies can use it too. This could have been a great Mother's Day gift. It could be a great Father's Day gift. You got a month coming up. Don't forget about Dad. Trust me, people always forget about Dad. So if you guys want to get yourself one of these, it's great. You guys can get yourselves one of the leather carrying bags with it. Comes with a little newspaper. Put the clippings on that bad boy. Dump it in the trash can. Makes life easy. Get yourself the crop preserver and the ball toner. You guys will be all set. A little sauce on it for you.
Right.
And it works out great. So make sure you guys go to manscaped.com and use our promo code EPW Show to save 20%. Now that business is taken care of, D, let's get back into this. We had Drew McIntyre give an interview segment backstage. Don't really remember what was said. Drew has climbed this mountaintop, and how are you feeling about Drew's title reign, I guess, is overall? Like, are you feeling it? Are you like, no?
I am feeling it. Right now, I think Drew needs to keep I think they need to keep Drew with the push for right now. He's got to have it for at least 2 to 3 months, in my opinion. Like, he has to have a good stretch for it to really mean something. Maybe even push it longer than that, because this was a 10-year ordeal for him, basically, to try and get this title.
Yeah, Drew's been delivering. He does his thing, and I'm happy with his run right now. He's not at the point of where anybody's turning on him or they're sick of him. But Drew's story is just something to behold, something incredible for himself. He's the dude who went from being the chosen one to 3MB to the comeback kid to the top guy in the company right now, in my opinion.
Right.
Not mad at him at all for this.
I felt like he should have been top guy for quite a while now, even before the title.
Connor busted out a phrase. You know what they say, when you trim the bushes, the trees look bigger. Big facts, Connor. Big facts. Let's talk about Backlash, I guess. Backlash was announced. It will be in 5 weeks. That's June 14th.
Next month.
Yeah, basically. They just couldn't say that. Whatever. But we got a Backlash pay-per-view. I don't think we're going to have a crowd for this. This pandemic is kicking everybody's ass. I think SummerSlam's not even happening right now.
Yeah. So we might as well chalk this up as a wash this year. So, yeah, I mean, bask in the ambience of what's happening, and you got some kind of movement where sports are trying to make their way back. Like baseball is trying to make like a June or July kind of return.
People raved about the UFC 249 show yesterday too. They said it was great. It was nice to hear like the corners yelling and everything else. I mean, do you think regular sports works better for this without a crowd? Like, it doesn't matter?
I think regular sports does work.
And I shouldn't say regular. I'm talking like basketball, hockey, boxing, whatever.
Like, I think it does work because everybody's used to playing baseball without a crowd. Everybody's used to playing basketball without a crowd. This isn't anything different, okay? Like, yes, the crowd isn't there, but
right, but you know what you have to do. You're in that moment to play the sport, get the bucket, do whatever.
Exactly.
Do you think wrestling needs the crowd?
Wrestling needs the crowd because wrestling is based off of energy
and reaction. Yeah,
So when you don't have the crowd, it's like, fuck. How do I stay hyped for this?
Sick says 2020 is done, man. I'm not mad at that. Sick may be right though when it comes to it.
I mean, think about it. We're almost halfway through the year already.
Yeah, and this shit's been bad.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep my head up though when it comes to all of this. It's just what it's gonna be. I guess we'll get into the next match. Your favorite, R-Truth versus MVP, or so we thought. Derek asked the best question to start this off. He said, "What sparked this match? What sparked it? Why did this have to be on pay-per-view?"
I didn't even know this match was happening. Did you know this match was happening?
Yeah, I mean, I found out like yesterday. They just added it last night, I think, or a day or two ago.
Yeah, I had no idea this match was happening. I really did not know.
So they come out. R-Truth does the whole "what's up." R-Truth's energy is amazing. Let me say that. His entrance was on point no matter what. I don't know if it's just because he practices it so much or what. but R-Truth knew all of his spots, hit him, yelled to the people. He knew. But MVP comes out, and they start talking about balling and who invented the ball and elbow drop. Like, we're talking some Jim Jones old-ass shit here. And I'm like, what is this, bro? What is going on with all this? In the midst of all that, here comes Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley tells MVP to take the night off. He's got him. He's got this. I guess Lashley just wanted to beat somebody's ass.
Why? What was the purpose? Like, why was Bob even there?
What's going on, Ace? Good to have you in here, brother. Dude, Bobby Lashley just came out. This didn't make sense. This was hot trash. This was... I'm going to say this was fucking garbage.
The best part of this match was when R-Truth accidentally smacked Bobby Lashley. That was the best part of the match.
Yeah, in the very beginning, R-Truth said, I don't know why we're doing all this. And he kind of like just turned and brushed him right across the face. And Bobby Lashley got pissed, actually. R-Truth was wearing a mic. If most of you were wondering, like, how could you hear him so well? He had a mic on the side of his pants. And he also had the headphones on. I don't know why he had that, too.
You know what? That might have been like projecting, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. That was very smart, though, how they did that. R-Truth gets his ass kicked in this. He gets mowed down. I give this a C+. I don't even remember what the finish was. I was just like, thank God that's over.
I gave it a D.
Lashley's just not it, man. I don't know. I felt like they had something with Rusev in him, and they just never capitalized on it. Give Lashley his Lesnar match and let that man go do something else. I don't know. I don't see it.
Are they still waiting on that? Like,
well, that was from that video of him getting the chiropractic work done.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen that? You got to go find it. The best part was the part Rusev tweeted where Bobby Lashley's laying on his stomach with the chisel. Find that part, you'll know what we're talking about. Let's see here. Truly the Ace said, what's up? What's going on, Ace? He said Lashley could join MVP with a faction.
No.
I think MVP would be a better manager for Bobby Lashley than Lana.
No, could we just stop with Bob? I'm done with Bob. Okay.
Well, Lashley's not bad, though.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Aleister Black was supposed... Oh, okay. We're getting some weird comments here. What's up, Ryan? Good to have you join us, my friend. We'll get into Money in the Bank in a little bit. PR Nightmare gave this a D. Brock Lesnar is going to F5 the shit out of Bob. That was a good video, though. Laugh out loud. I'm done with this. C- grade for that one. And if I didn't say for the Fatal 4-Way tag, I gave that a B-. Let's talk about the SmackDown Live Women's title match. Bayley with Sasha versus Tamina. Remember I said the tag division's weak? This shit's weak too, bro. Weak as fuck. Like, I got nothing to add to this, dude.
Very weak. Honestly, I can't even sit here and lie. I was rooting for Tamina to win. Honestly, like I felt like she was gonna win. I felt like this was the moment that Bayley was gonna lose, and Tamina got her. Because I feel like Tamina's been in the wrestling game for quite some time and really has nothing to show for it.
I mean, she's always hurt. I don't understand why. Tamina doesn't need this title at this point. Tamina's job is just to be there, I guess. Like, she's been coasting. She's making good money, probably. I'm not mad at her. If she comes in, does a couple jobs or whatever, cool.
I don't know. I mean, I guess just give her the belt one time and let her be on her way.
Man, she doesn't deserve that fucking story. I'm sorry.
And
she hasn't put in the work. No. I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards Tamina, but that's not a story I care to see. Live chat, tell me, did you guys want Tamina to win tonight? Because I saw a lot of people saying that. I wasn't feeling it personally. I was just like, nah, dude, she doesn't need this. It's not necessary. To me.
It's not. But
you have a bigger story here with Bayley, in my opinion, and Sasha. Bayley comes out with the Karen haircut. And she is raring to go. And I don't know, Bayley just doesn't come off as like she's a heel. It feels forced.
She's not believable as a heel right now.
She's not feeling it. That's what I see. She's not feeling it.
Yeah, I think when she first came out and she was silent as a heel, I believed it more. Now she's doing too much talking.
Yeah. Let's see here. Six said they should give Tamina the belt sometime. She's never had it and does the dominant thing great. I don't know about that, man. Maybe it's just a me thing. I mean, you guys are on the same page with that. I don't think she needs it. Tamina doesn't need the belt, but Nia Jax does. Peace. I think Nia Jax is someone who gets more of a reaction than Tamina. Tamina doesn't garner a reaction to me. There's nobody who's like, oh, I love her, or oh, I hate her. It's just kind of like, oh, it's Tamina.
Well, I think it goes back to what you said. She was always hurt, so no one had a chance to be invested in her.
Yeah. Being hurt costs you a lot of opportunities. We start this off. Bayley's taunting Tamina a lot in this match, and they go back and forth. At one point, Bayley gets a water bottle on the outside, dumps it on Tamina's head. Tamina looks like Edward Scissorhands during this part of the show. They go back and forth, and Tamina finally gets her up for the Samoan drop that she's going to hit on her and land on her. Bayley reverses that into a crucifix and stacks Tamina up for the 1, 2, 3. Tamina hangs on to her, though, rolls over, and as she's about to dump her, Sasha Banks interferes in this match constantly, and she chop blocks Tamina's legs, and they put a beat down on her after the match. Sasha saves Bayley. Why wasn't Sasha in Money in the Bank? There was a story to tell here, I think, where if Sasha won Money in the Bank, she could tease going against Becky, she could have teased going against Charlotte, but in the end, she picks her friend. It's the Triple H Batista story. Bayley could have saved Sasha at one point in one of those matches. I can't remember what the last match was where they were in. The WrestleMania 4-way.
Yes.
And she fell down and didn't... She was like, nope, we're good. Mm-hmm. Now her friend's out. And remember Triple H and Batista had the exact same thing. So tell the story if you're going to tell the story, man. That's just how I felt about it. I don't know. They're playing the long game with this. And I feel like they were going to cash in on Boston SummerSlam, but it's basically a wrap for that.
Yeah. I think they should have done that, because I think any longer, no one's going to be invested in it. No one's going to care. I'm not going to care, because it's like I already know it's happening, but it's like, all right, well, the fuck took you so long?
Right. This is a C- match to me. There was nothing in here really to get behind, truly.
Not a thing. Not a thing.
Now, I saw people talking about video packages and stuff before, and let me get back to the live chat here real quick. Let's read what you guys are talking about in here. Rob says, give MVP Cruz, Ricochet, Cedric, Ember Moon, and Lashley. I know they're all black, but they can just be a happy coincidence. That could just be a happy coincidence. The faction could be money if done right. We read Six comment earlier. Truly the Ace says it wasn't Tamina's time yet. Rob says, I was thinking Tamina would win it and get cashed in on SmackDown. Broken Rockstar says, too many people live in my head. Don't let them live in your head, Rockstar. Don't let them live in your head, bro. Nia gets too much hate at times. I guess Nia needs to protect her opponents better if they're really getting hurt. I don't know. I don't work in the wrestling business, so I'm not here to judge Nia Jax on all that. I hope that they're not getting hurt, because if so, that's a bad thing. But Nia's all right with me. I don't hate her as much as other people, I feel.
I just watching like some of the documentaries, well, not documentaries, but like the videos where they have shown her hurting people. I wouldn't say it's intentional, but I do believe she does need to clean it up a little bit just by watching her in the ring at some matches. It's like, you kind of timed that wrong.
Yeah, if I remember, I'll talk about one spot that I saw in her match with the Gorilla Press Slam with Lacey Evans. Mm-hmm. I know Mr. Warren Hayes. Shout out to him. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel. He talked about it on Twitter, and I saw the same thing. Like, they had a botch, but they did edit it out. And I feel like they're trying to make that part of her character now at this point. I don't know if that's a good thing, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
The Universal title. Let's talk about this next. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Good video package for this to start off. I really like the story of the Black Sheep and telling how Braun was able to get away from Bray. And if you guys don't remember, this was all because of the draft or the brand split that happened. And Braun Strowman got drafted to Raw while most of the other Wyatt family members ended up on SmackDown. But I believe Rowan got hurt. Then it was just Harper and Bray, and then Orton joined them. It was a whole confusion. And now they're finally getting to meet back up. And Bray says, "You left me, you turned on me, and I made you." And kind of true. Partially, but Braun says he did it on his own. Brr, brr, brr.
Well, we know what really made Braun, but
what made him?
Bloodsport.
Braun is not in Bloodsport. He just happens to look like the guy who was in there.
Till he got that ass whooped by Bolo.
You have these kids looking up that old ass movie in fear. So they brought up all of this. This match was kind of what I expected, though. Bray Wyatt comes out in the red sweater. I knew we were doomed from that point. Yes. In my predictions, I said that Bray Wyatt would win this, and the predictions are not up on YouTube. I didn't do a video for this because I couldn't give a shit because they couldn't give a shit. So Bray Wyatt, I was hoping came back out as Bray Wyatt from the Bayou, and he could convince Braun to, like, you know, pause for a second, hit him with a Sister Abigail, maybe take the title back. We didn't get that. We got Bray Wyatt from the Firefly Funhouse, and I was just like, shit. Here we go. They tried to tell a story in this match. D, what do you think? You are the main guy for Bray. You're a big supporter of his. Live chat, same for you. Is Bray Wyatt cooked, man? Braun Strowman wins with a power slam. After the sheet mask part, we'll get into it. Bray Wyatt is in the ring. Braun puts on the sheet mask. They tease it like Braun's going to join him again. Braun takes off the mask, stomps it, beats him up, and then power slams him 1, 2, 3. That's basically the match. Yeah. In a nutshell. Flood says he's glad Wyatt lost.
I mean, I kind of I was kind of invested in it when Braun was putting in the early offense and Bray was laughing. Like, it kind of gave me a sense like Bray was saying, like, in a nutshell, you're a joke. Like, without me, you're a joke. So, I don't know, dude. Like, this goes back to what I said before. He brought me into Bray Wyatt. I like all that kind of shit when it comes to something like this. So when Bray Wyatt first came out, I fell in love with that character because I'm like, this is what I like to see. You have all your you have the heels, you got the baby faces, and then you got like the neutrals, basically. Like they could go either way. But Bray Wyatt was one of those who struck, you know, it stuck with me. That character stuck with me. So I'm like, this is what I like to see. Now don't get me wrong. I like Bray Wyatt with the Firefly Funhouse and the Fiend, but you fucked Bray. You fucked him because you basically took him, let him do what he was supposed to do for a short amount of time, and then you had him start losing to people he shouldn't have lost to.
I'm going to just piggyback off of you real quick. Somebody said, CJ, why did you think Bray Wyatt was winning? Braun Strowman is not... I don't believe in Braun anymore. He lost to Brock Lesnar. Yeah. He couldn't get the job done the first 5 times. Like, why would I believe him now? Okay, you beat Goldberg. Whoa. And the Fiend lost to Goldberg. That sucks. That sucks, dude. Yeah. They should have never did some shit like that.
No, when you do some shit like that's how you know you care about certain people. You don't care about what's best for business, right? You don't care about that. You care about what makes you happy. You care about what brings you the money, and you don't care about what the true fans think about and how they feel about shit when you do shit that shouldn't happen.
We gave this a C+, by the way, if anybody's caring about the rating. Let's see here. PR Nightmare said they should have did a movie clip fight again like they did with Cena. I don't know if that would have been better in this situation. I don't want them to overdo it, you know, when it comes to the like cinematic things.
Right. the one thing that struck me though is at the end when Braun walks out, stops on the stage, and him and Bray Wyatt lock eyes. Bray had that look like, "I'm gonna fuck you up now."
After the match, you're saying?
Yeah.
But
he can't do it as Bray Wyatt. He has to do it as the Fiend.
Right, and let's look at this too. Six said the Fiend character, or the Wyatt character is dead, man. Dude literally comes out with a headlamp of his former character. I know, but it's so weird for them to make references towards it still, Sick. You know what I mean? Like, why reference it still? Then, like, he can like transform into all these different people.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I find very weird. Truly, the Ace says the Fiend could defeat Braun Strowman for the Universal title. He's on point with you with that. So good point, Ace. Connor said we want to rant. Rob says that Bray Wyatt doesn't win matches. He will always be the eater of pins. The Fiend will hopefully take care of Braun or Roman. Laugh out loud. PR said Goldberg effed up the Fiend. Truly the Ace at Firefly. Funhouse Bray Wyatt is screwed. He screwed himself tonight. In Braun's defense, everyone has lost to Brock. It's the Brock show. But Sick, this dude has so many opportunities to win big matches. Like, I'm talking about the Royal Rumble. He lost to Seth. He had a match against Seth, didn't he? And he lost to him there too. Yeah. It's like, dude, this dude has so many chances to do something else, and he just didn't do it.
Like you pushed him as a heavyweight champion, but then he ended up with the Intercontinental champion. No disrespect to that.
And he lost to Sami Zayn and the boys.
Right.
Like, they don't treat Sami Zayn and them like they're the greatest thing in the world. But I think once they said, yo, it's 3-on-1, let someone beat him.
Yeah. I think once you got demoted from the heavyweight title to win the Intercontinental title, and you were supposed to be pushed to win the heavyweight title, I don't care about you.
Yeah, moving on, I guess, from this. We'll see. Like I said, I think the Fiend, like Ace and you said, will eventually take the title from Braun, but
something has to change. There can't be any more Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt has to be the mouthpiece.
This show needs to change, bro. SmackDown sucks. I'm sorry. It's boring as shit.
It is very boring.
I struggle to watch it. It hasn't been very popular in the Facebook groups even lately. SmackDown's just a chore to get through. Like, I would say there's about 5 to 7 people in there talking, but it's just nobody cares. It's Friday night. People would rather be out. I know I'd rather be out. I'm at home for different reasons though, and it's just like, I guess, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Bray Wyatt. If you're gonna let Bray Wyatt lose all these matches, then Bray Wyatt needs to stop wrestling and be the mouthpiece for the Fiend. The Fiend just needs to wrestle exclusively now.
If you're going to do it, like I said, I wouldn't even be mad if he wrestles less matches, but you can't overexpose the Fiend too, because then he loses that luster.
Then you have to go to...
Somebody said trash down.
So then you have to go to take Bray off, take him out for a good amount of time, let him secretly start coming back. But he has to be on. For me, he has to be on a rampage. The Fiend, it's either Bray or the Fiend needs to go on a rampage and just start destroying people.
Let's see here. Truly Ace said Sami Zayn needs to. Where's Sami Zayn to? I think to drop the title is what he's asking. Sami Zayn got his wisdom teeth pulled last I heard. I don't know. There's been lots of rumors with him, but he's still the Intercontinental champ. B-Boy Skyline says SmackDown has been failing hard. Let's see. Mr. Floodwater says SmackDown over Raw lately.
I disagree with you, Flood.
I definitely disagree too. I think Raw has been better overall. I think the best storylines on SmackDown with Otis, but that's the only thing they've got going for them.
Yeah. SmackDown is just straight ass. Although I will say I have yet to fall asleep on SmackDown, but SmackDown sucks.
Yeah. Wait. I agree, Flood. Rob says they hot-shotted the belt on the Fiend because Seth went full douche mode and the crowd turned on him basically because of his Will. This is all Will Ospreay's fault. Beans Entertainment says that I don't watch it. I'll watch a few clips on YouTube if interested in the hacker stuff a little bit as far as SmackDown goes. What's going on, Beans? Good to have you join us in here. Izzy says, this is the first time I've seen a WWE show since quarantine started. I can't stand the WWE product anymore. Harsh. What are you watching then, Izzy? Let me know. let me know. Ryan, we're going to get to Aleister Black, I promise you, brother. I've seen you write it mad times in there, promise. NXT over Raw and SmackDown. B-Boy, you are not wrong once again. Let's get into the WWE title match. We had Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets new music to start this off. Derek, you've been saying stuff about Seth since the beginning, and you feel like they're finally starting to get it right, but they should have had this right from the beginning?
Yes, this is something that if you were going to have Seth do the Monday
Night Messiah.
Yeah, Monday Night Messiah. When him and Drew signed the contract for Money in the Bank, where he had on the suit, this should have been the Monday Night Messiah. There shouldn't have been no, hey, yes, but he's a heel at the same time. No, I'm sorry. I want a Jim Jones kind of Seth Rollins.
Ballin'!
Not that Jim Jones.
Oh. I was being a smart ass. I'm sorry.
But like I'm looking for a cult leader in Seth Rollins to be the Monday Night Messiah. So now when he starts getting to that point where he's serious, there's no laughing, there's no joking, he's pissed, he's straightforward, and then you get the new music and the aggression that he's had. This should have been the Monday Night Messiah from day one. Where the fuck is the writing going? Let's get this shit straight, please. That's all I ask. Just get it straight.
Wait, I gotta get into the chat again real quick. Flood went back real quick and he said, on a side note, Bray Wyatt, how many chances are you gonna give Bray? My response to that, and I wrote it in the chat, was you need those AEW rankings, Mr. Flood. None of this shit matters from the way they book it. Who the hell did Lucha House Party get victories over to get a title shot? Because they won one match, I think.
Right.
None of this matters. They just put people in there. Izzy says AEW is my choice. So Izzy, good choice. Check us out on Wednesdays, man. We're live after AEW goes off the air as well. Truly the A says SmackDown is trash now. I love SmackDown back in the Attitude Era. Yeah, that was fun back then. Rob, getting back onto the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre match. He says this music just scumbag religious zealot. So it was perfect for him. Music still sucked though. Yes. That Jim Jones with hey, we can't talk about that on here. You keep them Kool-Aid comments to yourself, Skyline. Yeah. So,
but this is what I expect when someone is a self-proclaimed Monday Night Messiah, right? You are supposed to be the cult leader, so be that.
Right. And it was fine. I just felt like what you said. Seth didn't know his character at first. And maybe that's not Seth's fault. Maybe it's creative's fault for not saying, like, this is the direction you're going. He doesn't know long-term booking. He's like, well, what the frick am I doing? So I need to know.
Right.
And I thought Seth played it off much better here. Ever since the contract signing, like when he came out with the glove, the one glove, like you said, that fits him. That's how he should be coming out, I think.
Yes, I think that intensity should have been started from day one, because when the day that he came out saying that I'm your savior and all that, he had so much aggression saying it, but then you see him coming out and he's like smiling and playing to the people, trying to get them to buy into it. I don't think that should have gone that way. It should have gone the way when they signed the contract. That's how it should have been from day one.
Right. This was a fun match to watch, though, and Rollins still wrestled that babyface style, like he did the suplex, roll over into the Falcon Arrow. They did a lot of good things here. Drew tossing him over the table, too. Holy shit, that belly to belly. They worked their ass off in this match. I really wish this was in front of a crowd, though. I think it would have just been a little bit better.
I think this was a match that needed a crowd.
And I think this would have really helped. At one point, Seth Rollins hits the curb stomp on Drew for the 1-2, and I was surprised he kicked out. You called the kick out, but I don't think I can remember anybody kicking out of the curb stomp in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I like I said earlier, Drew has to have the belt and has to have this run for a good amount of time. For him, for what you did for the video package, for him coming, starting out leaving, coming back, he's got to have the belt for a while. Unless if you do a screw job and then get a rematch back.
Right. The match ends with two cool spots, I felt. So first, McIntyre's in the Tree of Woe. We've seen this spot a bunch of times. And Rollins is on the top rope standing. And McIntyre lifts himself up and does like the German suplex off. Rollins lands on his stomach from that. He is able to get up.
Ooh, that's good. That scared me, dude. The way he grabbed him, I'm like, no, that's too close to be doing that.
Crunch. No, but Seth took the bump perfectly. Seth wrestled a really good match here. And then in the end, we got the Glasgow's Kiss, which is that headbutt to the face. Seth bumps off, hits a super kick, and Drew bounces off the rope into a Claymore kick. That's some classic New Japan shit from the 90s. No selling. And it works for the 1, 2, 3. Drew gets the win. This is a B+ match, and I think if it was in front of a crowd, this could have been an A to an A- if they would have just had a little more time and they just let them finish it. They needed false finishes and people to believe in them, like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened there.
Yeah,
that's what they needed for it. B+ for this though. There was a handshake after.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre went back into the ring, shook his hand. I think this is leading to another match between them. I think this is going to lead to a setup amongst Seth and his boys.
Yes, but I also believe that this is going to be a situation where Seth, because if you watched it, Seth looked kind of confused as to why they were shaking hands.
Right. Let's see here. Let's get back into the chat. So we're going to get to the Money in the Bank. So I know Ryan's going to be really happy. We'll talk Aleister Black finally. Let us see here, though. Flood says that I feel AEW fans are biased and just ignore any negative things regarding AEW, but love to highlight any of WWE's faults. Rob responded back, Flood, most loyalist fans are like that. Best to just ignore them and watch what you like and watch it in peace.
But Flood, you can't really say that though, bro, because AEW or WWE has been shit for a long time.
Here, well, hold on. Everybody's getting into this here real quick. Truly, the Ace says Seth Rollins is way better as a good guy than a bad guy. What do you prefer, heel Seth or babyface Seth?
I like heel Seth.
Okay, I'm not mad at it. I listened to my man Sanders Robin 24, classic old school YouTuber. He's another one who thinks the same as you. Seth's better as a heel. He doesn't believe him as a babyface. I think Seth's a babyface in my opinion. I think it's just split on him. Like people feel different. I'm with Ace kind of. Like I think he's a good guy by his moveset and his style and everything. I want to get behind him. It's just when he says like jerkish things on Twitter.
But you know, if it's like that, then he needs to be the Shield kind of Seth Rollins.
Rob says we need to get my man Lima Beans to straighten creative out going forward. Robert, knock it off. I know who you're talking about. That's an insider joke. If you guys don't know who Lima Beans is, it's an old school cat who raps. Mr. Floodwater says, I agree, Rob. Just annoying at times to see it a lot. Sick comes in and says, I feel like most AEW fans are mostly mature fans that have been wrestling fans for a long enough time. So I wouldn't say they are biased. They recognize AEW needs improvement, but it's so refreshing to watch. And I'm kind of with Sick on that. Like, AEW's not perfect. Trust. Like, women's division needs work. They also have some faults with some of the shit that they do, like, creative-wise. But they're listening to the fans, and that's something that I can respect. WWE, to me, has just been in this, like, this muddy-ass water for a long time. I would probably even argue that it's been since, like, that Ruthless Aggression era, that slowly they've just been chipping away at me, and I finally just said, you know what? I'm sick of it.
My issue with... Okay, so real quick, I'm not gonna dwell on this for a lot of time.
Start the timer, Rob.
But this whole notion that AEW fans are biased to WWE. I was WWE since day one when it was WWF. Then, and this man can tell you, I left WWF. I stopped watching for a long time when the Attitude Era stopped. And then they brought in all the new people. I didn't like any of them. Not one. So when he brought me back into it, said, give it a chance, start watching again, come over, we'll watch it, just to get back into it. I think I want to say the first person that actually that helped me get into it was Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because that's when Dolph Ziggler cared about people. You know, like when they cared about Dolph Ziggler. My problem with WWE is they don't care about people who they should care about. Creative doesn't care about storylines that they should care about. Everybody who loves WWE has been around WWE for so long is technically being brainwashed. Let's just put it out there. You're being brainwashed to look at a product.
Time. You're done. He's done.
I'm just saying, dude. You get brainwashed to watch a piece of shit show.
Time. Look, I think WWE's been around for years, and that's what it's just going to be. You know what the product is. You know what you're going to get. And honestly, to me, AEW is just something different, something refreshing. I can't watch New Japan all the time. It's just not on. There's not a weekly television product. Rob knows we love New Japan, but when it's on, we get together, we watch it, and we're like, yo, that was a dope show. We love it. Lucha Underground is gone. We needed something to fill that void, and I think AEW is that. Like, I think it's really good, and then they've got Being the Elite, all this little side stuff, something that takes 20 minutes out of your day. It's not 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT now, 2 hours of SmackDown. God forbid you try and watch all the network docs. I don't have time for that.
Listen, if you take out AEW and you introduce me, because I have yet to still watch New Japan like live. You've only shown me clips. I can guarantee you 100% if New Japan is gonna put something on that looks better than WWE, that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna watch. If WWE sucks, I'm going to say it. If AEW sucks, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to be biased to anything. If you want me to say WWE is better than AEW, you can kiss it, because I'm not going to say it.
I'm going to save this debate for a time when it's more appropriate, when we have to deal with this. And I want Rob in on this too, and people who are WWE fans, because I know people who just like it. So we'll come back and revisit that another time. Truly the Ace says Dolph Ziggler was a male cheerleader in his first debut, just so you know, Derek. And that's not him trying to be funny. He just wanted everyone to know that he was a male cheerleader.
I remember that. No, it was when Dolph Ziggler was back, like this was after like the
6, and as soon as Derek talked about brainwashing, I tapped out. BT got me back into wrestling. I'm seeing some people not fans of Impact in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Let's talk about these Money in the Bank matches, though. These were the main things that we were going to talk about here when it comes to this. I'm just going to go over the spots. So all the women are loaded kind of like in the main lobby area. They do entrances and all this shit. It's wacky. It's wonky. And I try to write down as many spots, so I'm going to just go through the spots best I can. If I miss something, you guys can yell at me in the chat, whatever. All the women are in the main lobby. The guys are all in like the weight room. You guys have seen the weight rooms in like the workout packages for Vince. I'm waiting for somebody to come out in the WBF shirts and shit. Like, god damn, dude, this shit looks like it's straight from 1990. This weight room, but
yeah, it does.
Asuka jumps off the top of like this little like area onto all the girls out there, and that's how this match is started. The guys in the weight room just start beating the shit out of each other right from Jump Street. Corbin breaks a mirror, throwing a weight at somebody once again. 7 years bad luck is how he looked after it happened. These dudes were going crazy though. I believe Bryan or somebody took him over to one of the weight chairs and they just pounded him on the chair. Otis drops weights on the AJ Styles chest. He takes like a big ass rack and just drops it on his chest. And Otis, remember in the beginning, was yelling, sets and reps, sets and reps. Big Otis was one of the highlights in this match here. We get Rey Mysterio and them, and so the object is to get to the top of the WWE headquarters. So they're starting on the bottom floor, and who can get to the top of the rooftop and get up there to get the briefcases. In the midst of this, they're all going up. People are making moves. AJ's stuck under some weights for right now. Rey Mysterio is the head of the pack, kind of, and he walks by, and he hears a toilet flush near a bathroom. Who comes out but Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard, stinking up the joint saying, I love you. And Rey Mysterio looked like, what the hell is going on in this? What the hell was this, dude? This is so wild. I don't even know how I can give this a grade. I don't know what to say about this. That was just wild, dude. We had a fake Doink pop up in this. Yeah. I don't know who that was from corporate or whatever, rocking the Doink gear, but that was weird. The women ended up then, they cut to them brawling, and they're back into the conference room where they had the Money in the Bank. They had a little briefcase with money in it hanging over it, and they're up in there and they're fighting. And Dana Brooke goes on top and grabs it, and she's looking like she won Money in the Bank. This broad. She ends up walking, holding the briefcase, and then Stephanie McMahon opens up the door. Number one, why was Stephanie wearing a dog collar? Trips? What's up, bro? Right. Anyway, they have Dana Brooke sitting there. She's like, Dana, the briefcases are on top of the roof. You still have more places to go through. And they give Stephanie a little cameo in all of this. And then we get to AJ Styles. We cut to him looking for Rey Mysterio, who was head of the pack before. And AJ's just like, Rey, where are you? I know you're here. And he sees a picture of the Undertaker. AJ Styles looks like he done shit himself. He's like, oh God, it's the Undertaker. And they show like highlights of him getting buried alive, basically, from WrestleMania. This was wild. You know what I was really hoping happened when AJ went against the wall? I wanted the Freddy Krueger moment where the hand of the Undertaker busts through the walls and like grabs him.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice.
Hire me, WWE. Anywho, they had it where the door opens and there's like a casket in the room and everything else. AJ looks in there. He's kind of like freaked out, like, oh, what the hell? And as soon as he turns around to leave, Aleister Black freaking knocks this dude's block off into the room, and Aleister Black gets a big ass kick on him. Now, the men and women are starting to basically come down to the same floor. They're all there, and we see Paul Heyman getting ready to feast on a food fit for freaking 3 rosters. He's got a sub in his hand. He's got salad. He's got everything there. And during all of this, the men and the women lock eyes with each other, and Otis just yells, food fight. And I saw somebody write it in the chat, Broken Rockstar. Dude, these guys started throwing food everywhere. Paul Heyman got the first, like, I don't know what that nasty ass shit was on his face. I don't know if it was rice or what. I was
thinking like rice and lettuce or something like that.
Rice and beans. Yeah, he got nailed in the face, dude, with this nasty ass food. They had a big food fight, everything else. I saw Rey Mysterio get smashed between the bellies of Nia Jax and Otis. They were just going in after all of this. Otis and Nia were the last two standing tall from the food fight. Yeah. Nia goes to the left, Otis goes to the right as they start trying to make their way up to the top. During all of this, though, Otis is cutting through the kitchen. Otis sees a pie, and he's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And it looks like right before he's about to lick that whipped cream off the top. Here comes People Power. Johnny Ace shows up on that stupid ass cart talking about people power. Otis pies him in the face, gives him a nice cream pie, and good God, this video should get flagged. I'm not mature. He gets pied in the face. And we cut to another brawl that's happening. AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. They're fighting in front of Vince's office. I know because you've seen it on enough WWE docs that here it is. They get into the room and Vince has his back turned. He turns around like, what the hell's going on in here? And they start moving 2 chairs and they're punching each other. And Vince is like, what the hell are you two doing? Get out. And they just stop fighting. Like, I'm sorry, sir. And then as soon as they're walking out, AJ goes back and pushes in the chairs, and so does Daniel Bryan. And they walk out, and AJ looks at Daniel, and he goes, "Yeah, you were a coward back there." He was like, "You were the one who started pushing in the chairs." He was like, you're right. And then they start fighting again. It was supposed to be a comedic scene, not as funny as I made it sound. It wasn't as funny either when you go back and watch it, honestly. And then I
thought it was funny.
Boo. Let's see here. A lot of people are talking. Eat fresh. I'm seeing people write. 6 said, not gonna lie, these pre-recorded over-the-top wrestling action scenes, it's so wrestling. Shout out to Lucha Underground, 100%. Shout out to Matt Hardy too for making these popular. Truly the Ace. Yes, we're gonna get into that too. The talent looked like they did have fun with this. Now, the women are on top of the roof after this. So they're up there ready to battle it out during all of this. Asuka is the first one up there. She is trying to climb up top to get to the briefcase. But Baron Corbin tries to stop her. You're like, what the hell is Baron Corbin doing? Well, Asuka ends up kicking the shit out of Baron Corbin and knocks him off. And throughout all of this and everyone who was brawling up there, Asuka is the first one to get a briefcase. So Asuka wins for the women's Money in the Bank. I like this. I thought that was a great move. Asuka has shown a lot of potential on Monday Night Raw recently.
Redemption kind of thing for her. You know, it's. But I want to point out. So do we send Shayna back down to NXT?
No, I don't know. Some people feel like Shayna's dead in the water too from this.
I think she is, bro.
I don't think if she can get the next number one contendership match, that if she faces Becky and loses again, I think then she's got something to worry about. But for now, she lost a match that involved a briefcase. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but then that kind of defeats the little promo that she put out after she lost to Becky at WrestleMania.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Sorry, Jordan and Sick. Yeah, so Asuka wins. I'm happy with Asuka winning. I thought Shayna was going to win, but I'm happy with the Asuka W too. So, let's see here. The Corbin and Otis begin to brawl in all of this. They start trading blows back and forth. Corbin ends up on the outside. Now, you're going to have to tell me how this happened, because I missed the first one. Rey Mysterio goes over the building.
Yeah, he basically, Baron Corbin just, basically threw him right over.
Scumbag.
It was just funny, because, you're watching it, and all you see is, this little guy getting thrown over the side. It was it was one of those, not you know how, they get tossed over the top ropes in the Royal Rumble? Mm-hmm. No, this was, a front flip toss.
Damn. Aleister Black went over as well. I know Ryan is going to be hurt in the chat that Aleister Black went over the top rope. Aleister was a favorite in this until that happened.
You know what? Aleister was definitely my pick to win.
I don't know what happened with that. He just went flying over too. So Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black are out of this. So we've got Bryan, Corbin, AJ, and Otis battling it out. Now, Otis gets down eventually, and Bryan goes down. So we're left with two people fighting, AJ and Baron Corbin. They are brawling on top of the ladder for the briefcase. They both have their hands on the briefcase fighting for it. They lift it up, and they're both holding it. AJ has it, and then Elias comes in from behind, and he brings his guitar. And if you remember, Baron Corbin beat the shit out of him, bragging about it and shit. Elias used that guitar, breaks over Baron Corbin's back, and he drops the briefcase down onto the floor. AJ loses grip of it, and it falls into the hands of Otis.
Take.
Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank. Dude, chat, I need to see your reactions. I need to know how you feel about this.
Honestly, I like it because Otis is getting a push that he should be getting. You know what I mean? This whole push with him and Mandy, that whole story, he's basically winning. You know, no pun intended, but he's winning.
Yeah.
You know, that's Otis. Otis has been the something to cheer for on SmackDown.
He's what every wrestler fan wants to be. You get the hot girl, you're not the hottest guy, you're a superstar. He's won Money in the Bank. I feel like all this good shit, though, they're waiting to ruin it and just rub it in his face. They're like, you suck. Yeah, dude, with this match, I don't know what else to give it. I have to give it an A- for its effort, man. I think it was really well done. It didn't have everything for every single person in here, but I thought it was effort-wise, time-wise. I would give this a grade of an A-.
Yeah.
I just think there was too much work put into it. If this was a regular Money in the Bank match and this stuff kind of happened, it would probably be a little bit lower. But I do like the cinematic stuff that they put in. I'm a Lucha Underground fan too, so I get it.
Well, I think it deserves that grade just for the simple fact of what they had to do.
Let's get into what the chat is saying here real quick. Let me see here. Rob said, I couldn't see Black carrying around a suitcase for months unless he called his shot like RVD did in 06. Touche. Good point. Bean said that Baron Corbin's new gimmick is throwing people off of things like he did with Elias. Not wrong there. B-Boy Skyline was happy that Otis won. He said it's epic overload. Obi-Wan just said Otis won. That's awesome. So he was probably wondering. Now you know. Sorry, spoiler alert. Mr. Floodwater said, I think it's fair to say that the win fell into Otis's lap. Chucky. Otis will cash in at WrestleMania next year, Ace says. I don't want to see that. Otis is going to cash in on the tag titles. I hope they don't do that. Somebody messaged me earlier. I think it was Casey messaged me saying that he thinks Asuka may cash in on the women's tag titles. I hope not.
She better not.
Otis is the flavor of the month in my opinion, but I hope he succeeds. Me too, Rob. Let's see here. He doesn't need the case, but I love that he got it. I think he might get screwed when he cashes in, though. Yeah, it feels like this is going to be a big setup for something else.
Yeah.
They need to watch The Raid more, Jordan said. Good movie. But, live chat, we got one more question for you. What was your overall grade of the show? Derek, we didn't talk about this, actually, for what the overall grade of this would be.
Give it a...
Hold on now. We got to think about this here. Because you come with some outlandish shit, usually. What do you think overall of this show, though? How did everything fall together for you?
Honestly, I think this is a B- show.
Really? That's way higher than I was thinking. I think I'm gonna give this a C+.
I give it a B- because it wasn't drawn out. You know what I mean? Like, I was shocked it was only 2.5 hours. For one, for two, you had some good matches on there. I wasn't really like looking at a match for like, yo, you fucked this up.
Yeah, you had the WWE match, the tag title match, the Money in the Bank. That's almost half the matches.
Right. So
everything else was mostly C minus.
Yeah. So that's why I'm giving it a B- because of that. Because you had more matches that were good than. Like, the only thing that really messed me up was the whole R-Truth and Bob Lashley kind of thing.
Stop calling this man Bob. I hate that Rusev gave you guys his power.
Well, I'm just saying, like...
Okay, so Broken Rock starts with me, C+. Truly the Ace says B-. Flood says B. Six says B-. Bean said C and 3/4.
I'll give you that, Beans. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going C+, man. I'm still sticking with that grade. I think that... It wasn't bad. I think the matches that were C's or C- deserved them.
Yeah.
But then they had a couple that like brought it up a little.
I mean, I think what it is, a few of those matches needed a crowd.
Yeah. This show, listen, wrestling needs a crowd. Fuck it at this point, right? Overall, though, I don't think this is a bad show. Is it one that you need to go out of your way to see? No. I would say you need to go out of your way maybe to see the Money in the Bank match and the WWE title match. But other than that, have fun with it. That's basically what I would suggest. I would go back and see those two matches. We got Monday Night Raw coming up tomorrow. Hopefully this is a good show. It needs it.
It does.
Other than that, though, Derek, what else do we got coming up this week? Guys, on Tuesday, I'm doing another podcast with Bryan. This one's just Q&A. You guys can ask whatever questions you want. It could be about wrestling. It could be about wrestling video games. It could be about regular video games. It could be a question about life. Whatever questions you guys have, send them to us on Twitter. Use the hashtag AskEPW and I will find it. So AskEPW as the hashtag. Ask me and Bryan whatever questions you want wrestling related or whatever you guys want to ask. And in the Facebook group, I've got a thread for you guys as well. Ask the questions in there, man. I need more questions, so bring them on. We're going to be talking on Tuesday. Wednesday, we will have an AEW Dynamite review. We found out the first person for the Casino Battle Royal ladder match, or I said Battle Royal, Casino ladder match. I don't know what the hell that's called.
I forgot what they called it.
Darby Allin is the first one announced in, so we're going to be talking about that and everything top to bottom for AEW Dynamite. This should be something tremendous. With that being said, that's the week set up for you guys. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and make sure you guys check out everything pro wrestling. With that being said, this is it for Conrad Cushman. my man Derek Shelton. We are out. Peace.